All right. There it is. That's how you get in my intro.
All
Jake
right.
didn't want to see my intro.
Yeah, yeah. No, the production crew cut out the intro. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Welcome. Make sure you share this out. Share this
Absolutely.
out. Always good to see you, Rich. How's it going?
It's been hot and it's been humid. But you know what? It didn't rain. And that was a plus because we got like 22 inches of rain in the Carolinas in the last 5 days. I mean,
Wow.
we've had showers, and I know you're down in the Southlands, and I mean, like 3 inches in like 20 minutes or 5 minutes. It's just been
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah, I know in Miami, um, they get flooded bad, man, bad, bad. And they've been trying to tell people to fix that forever. I mean, literally like up to their, door of their car and stuff. It gets bad. It gets
Yeah.
bad. And it doesn't even take a lot to, it's crazy.
Well, we're at saturation level, so now you got trees coming down. If there's a little bit of a front that comes in with these storms, you
Right.
got trees going down, and you got just the water's just standing. I mean, it's pretty gnarly. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it was definitely hot today too, man. I had a flat tire, I had to change, and it was like 90 degrees with 100% humidity. I was freaking dying. I'm like, wow, I'm out of shape. I was like, oh, just get 911 ready.
exactly. So I know what you've been doing the last 4 days, but what have you been doing the last 4 days now?
Drinking. No. So yeah, we've been covering here on Vantage Point. We've been covering the protests when they were just in, Minnesota. Then the next day they spread out. Now apparently they're in all different cities and spreading all across America. I don't even think it's about George Floyd anymore. I think it's more just about chaos. Most of the chants were F Donald Trump. So
Right,
now it's moving past that,
right,
and now it's just about chaos. And
right.
now what's funny is today hashtag Proud Boys and white supremacy was trending. So
Okay,
in the beginning they were blaming, they were saying we're trashing this place because of racist cops, and obviously that cop that was charged,
fry
that
him.
video was disgusting.
Yeah,
I
fry his
mean,
ass.
yeah, I mean, if he's guilty, I mean,
Did
you
you?
have to say he is. I mean, if you watch the video, but in this country, you're innocent till
Sure,
proven guilty
sure.
in a court of law. But obviously, it was disgusting. Now I get it. People said, I don't believe in trash in your own city, but whatever, and that's what it was about. And then now it's F Donald Trump, and now it's spreading all over. It's getting out of control now.
Yeah, the obviously, the Aubrey thing we were covering a couple of those again. Totally to me different than what went down here. That video was
Yeah,
so disturbing, and I watched that CVVT footage or whatever it was of uh, just when they initially got him out of the car. Didn't really look like he was resisting. The people that were in the car with him really didn't look like they were, resisting. The guy grabs his backpack, just standing around. So I don't know what happened when everything went off footage to go so horribly wrong. But man,
yeah,
that cop, that footage condemns him as far as and like you said when you first called me, you were like, there's no way I could stand there and not at least rush the cops, if nothing else,
yeah.
to try to deflect the attention away from that.
It,
So he'd
it
at
would be
least get,
hard.
so at least he would get up off his neck. I mean, you got people run away crying because they know he's dying. And that cop, and tell me if I'm wrong, but it looked like he stayed on his neck as they were taking the gurney out of the ambulance.
Yeah, yeah.
What the hell was that about?
Now
I
there are a couple of updates. So apparently the officer that was arrested, Derek, and George Floyd worked together at a bar. Floyd supposedly was a big baseball football guy. Um, and he worked as a bouncer at this club, and then
ah
Derek, the officer, would work as detail. They call it detail
right,
here in Florida,
right,
as an officer, and the owner of the club had to get on him several times because on urban night, when mostly black, African
right.
American would show up, he would get like crazy stuff, macing people when it wasn't called for. So I don't know if she fired him, but allegedly this is all alleged. This is an owner of a bar where they both worked at. Nobody knows if they ever worked the same night
Right.
because I think it was different nights, but I'm just finding this stuff out. but apparently he has a history of this. I haven't, validated any of this. I'm just telling you.
Right.
I don't know why the owner would say that if it wasn't true, unless she has an agenda. But it's not good, man. And
Yeah.
clearly this was disgusting.
Yeah, and you wonder, like when that type of stuff goes on, if there's psych evaluations for these people. I mean, obviously they're under stress, they're outnumbered, outgunned. But we talked about the whole authority complex,
Yeah.
coming into play a lot of these times.
Yeah.
And obviously this, I mean, it almost looked like the more the crowd was saying, hey dude, get off him,
Yeah.
he dug in his heels and said, oh no, this is how I'm doing it because I'm the man.
Yeah.
Right? That's almost what it looked like. And the other guy that was just standing there, with his thumbs in his belt, fry him too. I don't care.
Yeah. He was turning around. Look, so
Yeah.
there's another video out that when the paramedics come, there's all kinds of conspiracy theories. They're saying, oh, they're not even paramedics, they're cops. Look, they're wearing bulletproof vests and they're wearing brown. But those paramedics in that area do wear brown, and they probably do wear bulletproof
Yeah.
vests if they're going into a hostile situation.
Right.
But I will tell you, they didn't follow protocol either. Like, you felt his pulse, and if you didn't have a pulse, wasn't right there, you would start
Yeah.
CPR. You would start everything right there before you even moved him. And
Right.
the way the officer, when he was handcuffed, dragged him over to the gurney while the guy's head is, while
Right.
George's head is just dangling and the paramedics trying to hold his head. I mean, the whole thing was just bad.
Right.
Like, every aspect of it was bad, really bad.
Yeah.
So, I expect people to be pissed off, but don't go burning your own city. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, and once again, the case has to also be laid out there that there's a lot of good cops in this world. The majority of them are. Most of them got into it for the right reasons, want to make a change in the community. They want to do the right thing. And, obviously, I'm sure inside they're conflicted because you have this, which was obviously a gross, misconduct. And now you have bullseyes put on everybody's back because of the actions of these guys. So yeah, they can't take the actions quick enough,
Right.
and harsh enough. And
Well, a lot of people are bringing up a good point that, the cops, if they know this guy was like this, then they're kind of guilty because of that whole, don't cross the blue line.
right,
Cops stick together no matter what. I don't believe in that. If you see a bad cop, then turn him into internal affairs or something. I
right,
think there are millions of great cops, and it's disturbing to hear FTP, F the police,
right,
and all the cops suck and racist and all that. And yeah, there's racist cops, absolutely. I mean, but you need good cops to stand up to these people. Otherwise, they all get painted like this. This is the problem, So people are just going to the extreme, that all the cops, and I actually see abolish police, just like
yeah,
they're like abolish ICE. I mean, these people are just way, way, way out of control.
yeah. Anarchy, right? Yeah, I don't think that's going to
Yeah.
work. And it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy because you have this happen. The police become less popular in the community's eyes, and then less people want to become cops, and then you have to dig up, after you have to lower the standards of what you let in, maybe, and then maybe you get some people that you wouldn't have normally let in when the academy was overrunning with people trying to become police officers. I don't know, but
Right. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
but it's obvious, and obviously, what, down in Miami, I think curfews tonight. What?
Yeah. So there was breaking news, they're starting to tear stuff up in Miami. So they made a curfew. I believe it's 10 in Miami, 10 tonight to 6 in the morning or whatever. But that's what they should start doing, is curfews in these cities that are out of control.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Mike Smith just put up on YouTube. Floyd and the cop worked together at a security company. So the bouncing thing. So apparently, I don't know. I guess maybe it was before he became. Hey, Rocky, what's up? And so maybe this was before the cop became a cop. Maybe he was working security, or as part of his off-duty things, or maybe like something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah,
Right.
that would
Mike,
be. But
you're
if,
talking about. Go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
but yeah, that would be like crazy strange for him to treat him like that. Unless he's. I mean, not unless there is no reason why he treated him like that. maybe Floyd would say, "Hey, man, we work together and stuff." I don't know. It's just the whole thing just doesn't make sense. Why somebody would
Yeah.
flip trigger like that and just kneel on someone's neck, and that whole thing about if you can talk, you can breathe. No, that's not true. You got a knee on your carotid artery, you'll slowly choke out. You can
Yeah.
talk. You can talk for a while before you go out completely, and your brain
Absolutely.
and you're laying there brain dead. So
What's going on, Rocky? Welcome. And maybe Mike is talking about the cop was working the day of the Boston incident. Maybe
hmm,
Mike is talking about what I was talking about, how they work together at a bar. And I haven't seen where they worked for a security company. I know, um, you know, I don't know. I haven't looked into that, but I do know that they work together, at the same bar, maybe not on the same night. So there's still a lot, going out. But as far as burning your own city down, people are like, well, we tried it the peaceful way and this is the way it's got to be. And I'm like, no, you just put a bunch of people out of work,
right,
Target or whatever. Oh, who cares? It's a big corporation. Yeah, but now these people are out of work that
yeah,
live in your city, in your neighborhood. You're not hurting anybody but your own people,
yeah,
and putting these small businesses in. And I don't know if you caught the update from that weak ass governor, Fay or whatever his name
no,
is
didn't hear
from
it.
Minneapolis, saying, oh, people are upset right now. So, material things can be replaced. Well, it's not material things, it's people's jobs.
Right,
And now they have no paycheck after they just went through the pandemic. How are they going to feed their kids? And what
sure.
happens if somebody takes their own life because now they can't feed their kids or they lost their job and they just went through the pandemic? So you pretty much just killed them by burning their business down. I mean, do you even think of that?
No,
It's
obviously
crazy.
not. Obviously not. And I mean, obviously, when we were watching the riots, there was some positive people. There were some people that were trying to do it in a positive way, but
Yes.
it just seems like that. Obviously, it's mob mentality rules in the end, and so that's what ended up happening. But yeah,
Yeah.
and in cities that have higher crime or socioeconomic conditions aren't the best in the world, man, you got to fight for every business you can to come into your area, into your
Yeah.
community. This is not the reputation that you want to put out there, because then once again, self-fulfilling prophecy. It just degenerates from there. So yeah,
Well, there's a lot of out of town agitators, which there always is.
which is what
And I
which is
had
what Mike
commented,
was saying. Yeah, yeah, which
yeah, Soros paid provocateurs. Now, I had said that if you watch the broadcast where I said the protesters face off with the National Guard, and there was some guy in there telling the National Guard, put down your gun. I know you're conflicted. You want to be on this side. And they're like, no, we want to sit right here and protect
right,
the innocent people and businesses. And, we're not conflicted.
right,
You guys are peaceful. We're not worried about you.
right.
But that was kind of weird to watch. But I had said that these are probably not people from these towns. They're agitators. Now, it's funny because now today they're going with not just outside agitators, but they're white supremacists and the Proud Boys, and and Trump's behind this. And I mean, I have video after video of people saying they hate all cops and they hate all white people.
Right.
Interview after interview on Unicorn Riot, on all of these people that in the first 2 days talking about F all white people. I mean, and they were black people. So you're
Right.
gonna tell me they're Proud Boys and they're and they're white supremacists? I
Right.
got hours of videos, and then all of a sudden, now I will say, these past couple of days and these new protests, there are a lot of white, young, malnourished kids, which usually points to Antifa and
Right.
troublemakers that have nothing to do with, and that's why you might be hearing more F Trump and all that stuff now. It looks like the protest went from, people being angry about this to opportunists,
Right.
and it's sad because, like you said, there's so many people out there peacefully marching.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, these people come in and they're the ones begging them on video, stop throwing
Yeah.
things,
Stop
stop.
throwing stuff. We're not here for this. Yes.
Yeah. And we're trying to do this peaceful. And that's the problem. They infiltrate and they make everybody look bad. It's not
Yeah.
good.
So when's it going to stop? How far? I mean, how far is? How long do you think the protest? How long do you think there'll be before? I didn't see it tonight, so I don't know how it's shaping up tonight as far
Well,
as
it's
the.
spreading to more cities. Now they're really last night I was watching. I didn't feel like going live. I was actually watching Smoke and Scan. Shout out to Damon Smoke and Scan. He's become huge. I remember when he first started, actually, and then they shut his page down when my page was shut down. And but somehow he got it restored. Good for him. And there was people in front of the White House trying to, mess with the Secret Service, I guess,
Right.
and cops and stuff. That'd be a big mistake if you try to storm the White House. I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
They're not the mayor of Minneapolis. You'll get mowed down if you try to storm the White House. I'm going to tell you right now,
Yeah,
and
you
you'll
would.
deserve it. By
Yes,
the way, you'll deserve it.
yeah, you would. And Rocky brings up, just imagine a world without law, order. It would be like last night, 24/7. Absolutely, And in the face of a pandemic, especially, where people are starting to, if it second wave, if the whole openings don't go successfully, and things get worse, and you have that, you can find out what anarchy is when people start roaming around trying to find things. Because, like we were saying in the past show, hyper deflation, you're going to go to hyperinflation, stuff's going to get expensive, and people are going to start roaming around. So yeah, law enforcement definitely need them. Can't do without them, that's for sure.
Yeah. Also, I did see some videos of actually pallets of bricks that just appeared right before a protest. So there are some people behind this
Wow.
that have money that are organizing this, and probably on both sides. Maybe there's some truth to the white supremacist stuff, and there's definitely some truth to the, George Soros, Antifa. Then there are just people who are straight up mad from what they watched. So I mean, but when a pallet full of bricks show up in front of buildings, and and there's no construction going on anywhere, you're like, okay, what is that about? So
and
what?
the bricks don't match the color of the building. Yeah.
No, yeah, there's no bricks whatsoever. So another thing I can't stand, Rich, is when they block the roads. Now
Right.
you want to protest and all that, and I get civil disobedience, I get all that, but don't block roads. People are trying to get home. Somebody might have a sick relative. They're trying to get
Right.
to the hospital
Right.
to say goodbye if they're able to visit, and they might miss that, or they might have an emergency and ambulances can't. Blocking a road is just really dumb, man. Just
Yeah.
so dumb.
Yes. The whole thing is, I mean, and here's the thing I don't understand about the white supremacist movement even being there. I don't care how hardcore you are, dude. The video speaks for itself. I mean, there is no leg to stand on. White power, what? There's no leg to stand on to say that should have happened to that individual. There's just no rationale for it. There's no moral. There's nothing that you can say it should have happened for. So now, if you want to dog the fact that the people are rioting in the streets and breaking and looting, I'm really curious, and we had talked about this before, about why the police are just letting them break into Target and empty the place out and all that stuff. I mean, that's a big tax base in their community. Surprised the police aren't actually stopping that, or setting themselves up in front of the stores they know this is going to happen to. But like you said,
Well,
insurance.
I
They
yeah.
got insurance, so I guess they're going to put it on them. But
Well, I have watched this and covered these protests, and I've had heard liberal mayors, and governors. Their reason is, it's just material stuff. It can be replaced. If we confront them, then it could get really bad, and then people can get killed. And so, don't put property over life. But tell that to the person who just had their, small business, who just went through a pandemic that just lost everything.
right.
Tell that to them. And what are they paying tax dollars for? For you to sit back and allow this? Obama had that whole mentality. Go over and hug a terrorist or give them pallets of cash to Iran. How'd that work out?
Yeah,
How'd that
exactly.
work out?
Mike
Um,
Mike says, and everybody obviously is entitled to their opinion. He talks about the fact, personally don't believe Floyd is dead. It was an act to start crap by Soros and the Democrats. I will say this: I know you, Jake, know that people that got shot down there in Coral Springs when the school
yeah,
got shot up, and they were
yeah,
and they were trying to say at that time that this didn't happen,
yeah. In
and
Parkland.
yeah, yeah,
Now
and
I don't know if we're. Oh yeah, we are live. Okay, I just want to make sure we're live because I
oh,
didn't see any chat on. I know we're live on YouTube, but I didn't see any chat on Periscope. I'm going to share it out now.
Yeah. So, but my thing, I would have to say, obviously, I don't feel that that was the case in this. I don't think it was a, MK Ultra thing. This was, I think it is what it is, and I think there's a big character flaw. It's kind of like, remember what I always used to say about Michael Vick, and why I don't have a team to root for, because back when
Right.
I was an Eagles fan and Mike Vick went to jail because he smashed a dog's head in with a rock because it didn't perform well in a
Right.
dog fight. I said, if any team in the NFL picks up Michael Vick when he gets out, I said the fans should boycott him. Little did I know Tony Dungy was going to work a deal and get him in on the Eagles. So
Right.
now I don't have a team to root for really. But the gist of it is that when someone does something like that, they are flawed. There is something mentally flawed in their psyche. Uh, so I
Yeah. Like this
there's
cop.
yeah, some people, there's no redeemable quality. I don't know. There's something mentally wrong with that individual. Never got picked up, never got noticed, slipped through the cracks. He gets on the police force, and ultimately something goes bad. And this is just something you saw. I saw a thing that said, yeah, if this wasn't on video, if video footage wasn't available for this, this was
Right.
this was just another thing that would have eventually just. But yeah, no, they got all the video on it. So
Right.
yeah,
And I see Mike Smith's comment, he doesn't believe Floyd's dead. Now, I get that. There's a lot of people that don't believe anything they see because there's been so much to
right,
make, Trump look bad, like overblowing the coronavirus thing, or, and this. Now, look, now we got riots everywhere. And
right.
now the racism thing is a big thing. I mean, I personally think the guy's dead. He has his right to an opinion. Yeah, I got very upset when that crazy lady over in London was saying that no kids died in Parkland. And I flipped out because, people
People.
were affected by
Yeah,
this bad. And
yeah,
I would dare anybody like that saying crap like that to go up to the family member that lost their loved one and go tell them that to their
right.
face. I
Yeah.
dare you. It's easy to say that crap on a computer. Go up to the people that are, grieving from their loved ones and tell them that they didn't die.
Yeah, that
Good luck with that.
might be a dangerous move, but yeah, you could always try that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's a whole lot more to talk about that right now until the trial starts, which should be pretty much open and shut. I don't know what they'll
Right.
do with the other people, and really, okay, so if you're going to tear up some more cities and you're going to do this night after night, whatever, they arrested the cop. He's going down for murder charges. I can't imagine it goes any other way. If it does, I'm going to be surprised. Do the
No,
other?
I'm going to be pissed too. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
and then you're going to see some riot. Then you're going to see some rioting.
yeah.
But then okay, so the other cops, the one I know should be. I didn't see the other ones that much in the footage. I saw the one standing right there. He should go down as well as an accessory to murder. And
Yeah. Well,
and
that's the thing they were saying. There was some of them, some of the grieving people were saying, we're not happy just because he was arrested. We want all the cops arrested, just like if it was a regular person or people. If there was four of us that did that, all four of us be arrested, not just one,
right,
you know. And I know the DA came out and he was like, this is the fastest we ever prosecuted somebody. But he wasn't saying this is the fastest we ever prosecuted a cop, you
right.
know? Um, so he should have said that because people were like, what do you mean? It was 3 days it took you to arrest this guy.
That's
And he's
yeah.
like, no, this is record time because the burden of proof when it's a police officer is much higher because they are allowed to use accessible force, to a point. So it's
Right.
the burden of proof is higher, to prove that what they did. I don't think there's any question here,
No.
and they should all be in trouble for not stopping it. Did I see the new video today that surfaced today that looks like they are beating him in the car? No, I did not. The cop's wife is divorcing him. I think that's what Mike Smith's talking about.
He said,
Wife was arrested
yeah,
from what I heard.
yeah, wife was arrested, cop's wife. I don't know what that's about.
She was
Had
arrested. I know that what you call it, that she said she's divorcing him. I seen in a quick article or whatever. So I don't know what that was about. But Rich, real quick, I forgot when we were talking about protesting and blocking roads.
right,
So in Tallahassee, and here in Florida, they were protesting, and a red pickup truck comes up, and there's a girl driving, and a guy in the passenger seat. Well, the crowd started surrounding the car, and one guy started throwing punches at the guy in the truck, in the pickup truck, and you could see it on film. But of course, they didn't show that at first. They just show the car speeding through the crowd, and apparently hit some people, and one of the people were on the hood of the car or something. But he had raced to the end of the block and got out real quick, grabbed his girlfriend, who was the driver, or a girl. I don't know if it's his girlfriend, sister, or anything, and ran over to the cops, and they put them in the police car, and then they took off. The cops took off, and people were yelling, "Why are you protecting them? They just ran over our people."
Dude,
But
the what? Oh, go ahead, finish.
and I'm like, okay, so that's what you see, and then all of a sudden there's a video from somebody else
Right.
showing them being attacked and throwing punches inside the truck,
Right.
and you have every right to
And-
get the hell out of there.
Amen. Yeah, that's the one thing I've always told my wife. I said, you know what? If your car is surrounded, people are like trying to get in your car, you floor it. Whatever
Hell
you
yeah, deal with that later.
Yeah, exactly. If you feel like you're threatened and someone's beating on your windows or set, floor it. If you got to run over stuff to do it,
Right.
that's on them. That's not on you. So
Well, obviously, if you see a crowd and they're blocking the road, if you can back away, you should back away. Don't approach it and expect them to move.
right.
And if they don't move, then try to back up if you can. But it looked like I didn't see the whole video, but it looked like, I don't know if he approached and they were already there, but from what I seen, they had every right to try to get the hell out of there. And I don't care what color.
Right.
I don't care if it was a black guy in a car and a bunch of white people were trying to get him, and he floored it and ran some of them over. That's the way it goes. Why are you attacking people in their car and standing in front of a car that weighs what, 3,000 pounds or more?
Yeah. Did they ever?
Probably more than that.
Yeah. Did they ever pick up a suspect? I know that someone got stabbed or shot at the in the Minneapolis riots. Day before yesterday? Ever figure out? Oh no, was that the pawn shop owner that did that?
Yeah, I think
And he has every right if they were breaking into his store.
absolutely.
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 I have
you
no
have every right to protect your store.
and if I was in one of these cities and I had a place that I had worked my whole life and had my everything into my retirement, all this stuff, just coming out of a pandemic, and these people are trying to get in there too, someone else is going to get shot too. So I mean, it all
Well,
goes.
guess who I put that on? I put that on the cops. And
Yeah.
because their stand down order is how this happens. When you ain't getting people out of the road, and now they're surrounding a
Right.
car and he has to floor it,
Right.
because that happened here in Miami. Although this guy was an idiot, he got out of the car because his wife got out of the car and was yelling, "Move, move!" This was
Don't get out of
during
the car.
Wheels Up.
Don't get
This
out
was
of the
during
car.
the Wheels Up thing that they do down here, like a million ATVs and motorcycles
Right.
do this Wheels Up thing. I think it's on Martin Luther King Day. And she was pissed that they blocked the road and got out, and they started like surrounding her. So he got out with a gun and started, pointing it at them, and he got arrested. Meanwhile, who do I blame?
Right.
The Miami cops let this go on every year. Let these people fly all over the place. They smash into people's cars, break their mirrors, smash into their cars, hit and run. They just leave. People shut down traffic forever when you're trying to get home or trying to get, to a loved one or ambulance. I blame the cops for allowing this chaos,
Yeah.
not the person who ran them over because they were attacking his car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. What are you even there for then if you're not going to do your job?
Yeah, that's another thing. If you're not, and here's another thing. If you're not there to protest, get off the street. It's not a safe place for you. I saw teenage girls that were just walking around, just trying to be part of the thing going on. I don't know, if they were really diehard protesting, but hey, when night falls, get out of there because it's going to get ugly. And
I see people bringing their kids. I see a
Yeah.
lady today on one of the
Yeah.
protests with a stroller and a kid. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
yeah, how about a
This
straight
isn't like the Pride Parade or anything.
Yeah.
What are you doing out there?
stray rubber bullet, stray brick hits your kid in the head? Yeah, really.
Hey, Billy Snyder, long time, man. Welcome. Haven't seen you in forever. Welcome. This is my friend Rich. I do a show with.
Billy?
So if you guys can share this out, make sure you follow and share. Rich is Billy's goes way back with me.
Oh, cool
Goes way
deal.
back. Good
Awesome.
to see him here. What else do we got besides this craziness? I don't know.
We have your heartbreaking moment when you realized that the SpaceX was not coming close enough to your location for you to see it.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So I had a flat tire. Like I said, it was so hot out today, and I'm like, let me hurry up. And I said, it's going off at around 3:25. I said, so we're talking about the SpaceX
Yeah, launch.
Dragon, the launch today, sending 2 astronauts into outer space, which is so cool. Me and Rich love that stuff.
Yep.
And so I'm like trying to get the tire on. I get up, I go upstairs, try to cool off, and I go to the mall parking lot by me. And I'm looking up there, and some guy's taking his lunch in his car, and he's looking like, "What the hell is this dude looking up in the sky for? Is it on like acid or something?" He probably didn't know there was a
Staring
rocket.
at the sun.
Yeah. So since I'm down here in South Florida, if the rocket goes north and kind of, I mean
Right.
south and east, then I could probably see it. And
Right.
it's usually at night when I can see it. You could see the afterburner, but I'm waiting and waiting. I didn't see nothing. I didn't
That's
hear nothing, and I didn't see nothing.
That's a shame. Well, they got up, and that was the main thing, and so there you go. But I still have to say, as much as I love space, I love astronomy, I love all that. The one thing I will say is this: I have no problems with trying to launch as many things as you can to the space station. If you want to go to the moon, check it out. That's fine too. But the whole thing about Mars, I just still don't understand. I don't
Right.
care, and I've always said this: I don't care how bad things get on Earth. I don't care if climate change. I don't care if the pollution. I don't care if the seas become poisoned. I don't care if volcanoes are erupting. I don't care if there's a pandemic. Mars is worse. You know,
Right.
you're
So
not
why are we
gonna.
trying to go there?
Yeah, find a way we can go underground if you're going to find a way to do anything, because Mars isn't the solution. I do not believe. But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah,
And then you got
that was great for
Space
SpaceX.
Force.
And then you have Space Force. That's right.
So I don't know what that's going to entail. It's going to be like Star Wars, I guess.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. Did you see that article about that laser that they have? That's on that Navy ship that can knock out drones now.
Oh, is that what it's all about?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, and they know they can take out the drones with it. Matter of fact, he was saying, yeah, we could take out other targets too. But yeah,
Wow.
this is a heck of a laser that they're using. And
So it's not like an EMP.
no, this is a laser, and it's instantaneous. He's like, the great thing about this laser is we don't have to lead an aircraft, because when we hit the laser, it's light, 186,000 miles per second, and
Wow.
and it is instantaneous. And so, yeah, by saying that they can take care of drones, they're basically saying yes, and we can take care of missiles, and we can take care of other planes. And so, yeah, that's what I see being put on a satellite. That's what I see on that. But
I have my green cap. Does that disappear?
no,
Oh, I thought with the green screen it would disappear.
no, I can see it.
Really? I
Yeah.
wonder why it doesn't disappear.
Well, think about
Strange.
it. If the green cap disappears, what are you going to see? Green.
You won't. Yeah, you won't. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. So if I put it by my shirt,
It's still green.
it is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Uh,
That is so weird. Right, because I get you. Yeah. All right. We'll erase that part. Yeah, laser tag, Mike Smith said.
yeah,
Um,
there you go.
So there's a lot of people that started following us since these since these protests.
Yes.
And they're probably now saying, oh, look at these two guys. They're not who we thought. Let's unfollow them. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
And I appreciate you guys. I mean, we went from like 116
Right.
subscribers on YouTube to like 237 or something.
Yeah, 239.
And here we have like over 600 followers and 100 followers on Twitter. So really appreciate you guys helping us build this channel because we enjoy doing this,
Yeah, and that's what this started out for. We used to be in the same location, and then time and distance and other obligations, family, all that stuff moved us away from each other. So
Yeah.
this is just something we started getting on there and just talking to each other. Said, hey, let's put it up there, because this is basically what we talk about on the phone.
Exactly.
And
So real quick about sport. Why, you got something? What do you got?
no, I was just going to say, and we got Rocky because he's been here from the beginning too. So yeah, love having him.
Does he always bust my
And-
chops? Yeah, man, he does.
and-
So he's giving me hell, Bill.
And Mike, glad that you're here. And I can't see who's on Periscope because all I have up is the the YouTube because Jake's got the Periscope stuff.
So Billy Snyder gave us Super Hearts. That might be your first Super Heart on here.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it. Yeah, we mess with each other. Actually, if you watch the show, you'll see me messing with him a lot more than he does to me.
That's fine.
And he controls the whole show, so he really can jam me up. He can like be zooming in and all that. It would be scary.
Wouldn't do that to you. Got to have trust. Got to have trust.
Yeah, you got to have trust on this. Like when you showed me with no shirt on in the boat, and I looked like Greenpeace wanted to throw me back in the water.
Well, no, that was a deal that we made to get to 100 subscribers, so we could at least have a unique URL. And I have that picture. I'll toss that back up here for celebrating 200. So no, I don't have it loaded up. Sorry, but it wouldn't take long.
This is Pilot Mike.
Hey,
so Mike Smith is Pilot Mike.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's what he's saying, right? Yeah.
Or Pilot Mike's there as well.
So yeah, some of the crazy conspiracy theories going on right now.
Oh, hold on. Let me interrupt you 1 second. As far as Pilot Mike, did we ever determine whether Pilot Mike is a pilot, small aircraft or something?
Yes.
Oh, I got it. Well, then let me tell him this. I've been like sitting glued for the last month and a half watching that VASA station, VASA.
Did I lose you?
Did you lose me? No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Can you hear it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you back.
All right. Can you hear me now? Yeah. So I've been watching the VASA channel. So the VASA channel, for those who don't know, is they have all these types of air flight situations that are public record, obviously. And so they show, landing gear doesn't want to come down, flat, tire may be flat, engine failures, all that sort of stuff. And it goes through and you hear the actual tower recordings and stuff back and forth. Really love it. So yeah, flying's really fun. I got a friend who's a pilot, takes me up once in a while, and it's a blast. Totally enjoy it.
Oh, that is awesome.
Anyway, you were going to talk about conspiracy theories. Sorry to.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, man. Some of the stuff, and there's a lot of people on our side, man. I'm embarrassed. I got to say, I've talked about this a lot, and I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, but some of the people on our side are really, really like saying, oh, it doesn't matter that I'm lying. My whole purpose is to go after Democrats. It doesn't matter if I make up fake stuff and I'm lying. It's just embarrassing. And then, the other people that use God, to get followers and make all kinds of crazy claims what they could do. And the one guy that has dreams that says we're going to take the house and we lost the house. I don't even know his name. He used to be a fireman or something. These people that get these dreams, it's really just embarrassing. I got to be honest. And some people are like, who cares? Their followers are Trump supporters and it doesn't matter. And, and I'm like, I care. It's freaking embarrassing. I love Trump. I think he's doing a great job, but I'm not willing to put up with misfits just because they're going to vote for Trump or their people are going to vote for Trump.
Right.
If you're a tool, if you're a clown and you're a scam artist, I'm going to call you out.
Right.
I could care less if Trump gets elected or not. I could care. Of course, I want Trump to win.
We do care.
But I'm not, and I don't want a Democrat to win, but I'm not so focused on Trump winning that I'm willing to sell out my morals and overlook some of the clowns out there. And then, you got those people, oh, you're just jealous. That's because you only have 3 people watching. And man, we both have a life outside of this. We don't do this to make a living.
No.
So I could speak freely. I'm saying what most people would say, but they can't because they're afraid they might lose followers. I don't care.
Right.
It's just embarrassing, bro. I don't know, man.
Well, as somebody who was into conspiracy theories for years and years back, John Birch Society on back, obviously this gray hair, a little older. So yeah, I mean, into it. And I've always said conspiracies are alternate truths that have yet to be proven or disproven. That's all. That's all conspiracies are. It doesn't mean they're right or wrong until they're actually proven true or not true. But yeah, the whole thing about what you were talking about, selling out your soul, what is that saying? The wicked frameth mischief with the truth. So yeah, does it make you any better? Or does it make you actually worse to hold that stance? Mike was talking about, praying medic. I've heard you talk about, I think I tracked that guy one time, shut him off. I was like, man, him and Benny Hinn and some of these other people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I cannot do these.
And I'm not
You know,
and I'm not saying there's not people out there that have a power of prayer and because God knows God is the great physician. But do I think praying, because didn't you say he says that he
well,
can bring
allegedly,
people back
yeah,
from death if they
right,
deserve it?
right. Yes, allegedly, and could allegedly he could bring back body parts. You know, just send
Yeah.
money to his GoFundMe, and he'll let you know. It's stuff like that. I'm not talking about conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Like you said, you know what I mean? Like,
You're talking about grifters.
yeah,
You're talking about con artists. You're talking about
yes,
people preying on people that are searching for something and searching so hard they're willing to be blinded by the talking and the rantings of somebody who seems like they're so passionate about something that they couldn't possibly be wrong.
right. Well, first thing you got to do, because I'm pretty good judge of character, and I pick up on things like you and most people. Whenever you see somebody keep looking away from the camera and looking up, like, when I have my dreams, and his eyes will like flutter. All you got to do is look at somebody like that. Their body language
Right.
will tell you so much about them. You know, and there's plenty of them. There's
Right.
plenty of them. I'm not going to use names, but you know, they go from cursing like crazy on Friday, and then on Sunday they do a biblical show. You know what I mean? It doesn't it whatever
Yeah.
gets them followers and donations, they'll do
Right.
it.
Right.
Most of them didn't even vote for Trump, probably never even voted anyway, till they found out this whole MAGA thing's profitable. If
Right.
you look back at them, you know, they probably hated Trump. And now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, MAGA, man, MAGA. I'm like, no, dude, you were like a Bernie, bro.
Late to the
What are you
party. Yeah,
talking
late
about?
late to the party. Late to the party.
So, I mean, people have the right to do what they want,
Right.
and people have the right to watch it, and I have the right to call it out. And I'm not going to say, "Well, who cares?" You know, I will say that Glenn recently started saying, "I'm going to stop attacking QAnon and their followers because my objective is to just, you know, have Trump elected. So right now is not the time to go because obviously Trump allows that, and you know Bill Parcells brought some of these people to the White House, and you know, and he retweets some people that we know are just clowns. Like this is what's crazy. Some of the people, most of the people on the right, think these people are just like grifters and clowns. We make fun of them, but then you see President Trump retweeted them, and you're like, well, he just sees them as voters. He sees their base as voters,
Right.
although half of them are bots. But I can't sell out like that.
Right.
If you're a clown and you're a grifter, what the fuck are you? Sorry, what the hell are you retweeting these people for? Just because their followers are gonna vote for Trump? It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as McFly's, there you go. Yeah, and as far as praying medic, hey, dude, be careful. That God you pretend that you know, and not that I don't know if he's actually knows him or not. But the God you're pretending you know is watching everything you're doing and that you're doing to people's lives, and yeah, so he's going to come back at you at some point
And
in
Billy's
time.
giving me good advice.
What's that?
He's telling me be positive, ignore the negative, which 99% of the time I do,
That's right.
Billy. It's just when you see it, it's hard to ignore. So some once in a while I have to call it out. And I'm not looking to have their page shut down. You
No.
never will hear me say they need to be stopped, they need to be shut down or whatever. But I will call them out for what they are. And uh, you know, and yeah, I should be positive, and most of the time I am. But
You,
it's just embarrassing.
you know what the problem? It's like God rest my grandmom and grandpa's soul. They used to give to the PTL club. If anybody doesn't know PTL club, that was run by Jim Baker back in the day in
Oh,
Charlotte, North Carolina.
praise
And
the Lord.
and
PTL, right?
yeah, talk about a charismatic church. But she used to give once a month to the PTL. You know, it wasn't a great amount, but she used to give something. And the reason that you have a problem, the reason that you have to call these people out, is because it's almost like watching, and it's not. I'm not equating the two. Uh, it's like watching something that happened to that poor guy on the street with a cop on his neck. It's something you're seeing happening. You know it's wrong, and you want to call attention to it. And that's why you're vocal about it. That's why you say that, and you bring it to light. And so
Yeah.
all
Because a
that,
lot of people are being burned. When you're telling people
yeah,
you're raising money to move to Washington, then you wind up in a Miami suite,
right,
and you don't want to give the money back. You're a fraudster.
Right.
and they're taking advantage of old people, and it's disgusting.
Right.
You
So
know, and
so
it's on our side. I don't care if they were doing it on the other side, but
right.
you're making us look bad. And
Exactly.
and you know, there's all kinds of groups like Right Wing Watch, whatever. You know, they keep an eye on, and they're constantly retweeting some of these clowns, and it's embarrassing. I mean, that these people represent, you know, Trump supporters. This one's having a dream. This one says he doesn't care if it's true or not, as long as it goes viral. And you know, and this one's cursing like a trucker on Friday, but doing a religious show and having some another guy that has dreams. They're clowns, man. It's just embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as far as the Q thing goes that you were mentioning, here's my only problem with Q. And if you know, as somebody used to follow stuff back in the day, and a lot of it I found credible. The only thing I find a problem with Q, if you got somebody who's that deeply seated in the know, why give out tips like teasers of a Sudoku puzzle? Why not just say it? Drop a
Right.
dime, make a phone call, say what's going to happen. Because if you're actually, quote, giving out the actual information in puzzle form,
Right.
why wouldn't you just say it? Save everyone the trouble and let everybody know what's going on so you don't have to wonder. I just have never understood that whole
Nah.
the whole Q thing.
I never bought it, and you know, and they're saying, oh well, he just wants you to do your own research, you know,
Right.
what a bunch of crap. That's why you have all these Q decoders. So if
Do you
Q
really
wants
think?
you,
Do you really think people are going to do their own research? Do you know how
right,
few people will actually do any research? They will just
right,
absorb whatever is fed to them,
right,
regurgitate it, let that influence their lives. Very few people will actually crack open a book or track down a source or go deep enough down a rabbit hole beyond the peripheral to find out what's actually going on. But
right. Well, it's funny because if Q tells you to do your own research, then why do we have Q decoders that have thousands of viewers and followers? Why are you decoding what people are supposed to do for themselves? See, people don't figure this
yeah,
out.
that's true.
And then you could make donations and I'll decode it for you. Wait, I thought Q wants you to do your own research.
Yeah,
So why are you decoding it?
that's
It's
it.
all bullshit. I
That's an
know the
excellent
people
point.
that started Q, and they used to do all those puzzles, and then they came up with the Q thing. They backed out. Then some other clowns took it over, and you know, now it is what it is. And you know, whatever people are into.
Yeah, and if they want to track it and follow it, and it takes up their time, and they're they got nothing else to do. I have no problem with it.
Right,
I've just never been there, and that's not to say that there is not some crazy things that go on in this world behind the scenes that people need to know about, that should be alert about. Yeah, there is nefarious individuals that run the scenes behind the curtain. And yes, everybody should stay alert and look out for these things and research it and do it. I just don't see. But every time that I've come across it that's had credibility, the facts have been out there. Most of the time, the facts are out plainly in people's faces. And like I
right,
said, people are sheeple. They don't want to take they either don't want to know or they don't want to take the time, and so
right.
they're not tracking it. You know, we could go with the Merle
Right.
Federal.
The fact, right. They're out there and they throw out, you know, a bunch of things and see how people react to it. And that's how
Yeah,
they adjust the next thing. DeFango actually explains a lot of this. He was in the beginning on this part. And even when he and the people who started Q came out to tell you, hey, we were the ones,
yeah,
they're
we
like,
did it.
oh, you made up fake logs
Right,
and you're not going to convince people of that.
right.
And they'll just keep moving the goalpost. You know, like now, you know, they're starting to subpoena a bunch of people, and they said they're not going after Barr and Biden. I mean, they're not going after Obama and Biden because, you know, and now, oh, because they're going to Guantanamo and they're going to be in a military trial and they're going to be shot in a firing squad and all this crap. I mean, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
It's just crazy. And yeah, and then claiming, oh, I said this, I told everybody this. Everybody already knew it. What do
right.
you told everybody what? Water's wet. Oh, that wow, you're amazing. Look back on my page on 2016. I told you water's wet, and today they just did a study that water's wet.
Water's wet. That's right.
And you know, one of the big people that do that is Ali. Today he was like, I was the first to tell everybody that there's outside infiltrators in these protests. Yeah, no shit, dude. No shit. This guy claims credit for everything. He saved Broward, if you remember,
Yeah,
and he did this, and he helped those kids when the Indian guy got in his face, the one that's suing CNN. What's his
right.
name?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
The He exposed that, and he claims so much credit for stuff. Today, he was the first to warn people of outside infiltrators. You're a clown, dude. You're another clown. And they get like hundreds of people to watch this crap.
Yep.
It's amazing to me. But whatever, man.
Oh, what are we going to do?
I'm just gonna laugh at it. I'm gonna call it out. That's all I'm gonna do. And we're gonna do our thing. And people could say I hate that guy Jake, and many do, and some love me, and that's okay. That's why you could either click on or not, and everybody has their choice. And if you have a voice like me and Rich, you can fire up a camera and
Hey, what? You know what? And that's a great point. And you do have a voice, because we were trying to get people to call into Zoom. So yeah, if at any point in time because like I said, and I say this every show, Rocky knows, but it is hard to espouse your opinion trying to type in 10 words on a sentence. I mean, because and there are smart people that watch and occasionally fall into this show and see it. So yeah, even if you have a difference of opinion, obviously not bombastic where you're just like, okay,
right,
too much, but not
racism and no white supremacy.
None of that crap. But if you actually have, or just something that you want to bring to light, DM Jake. He'll give you the thing, the Zoom thing.
The Zoom code.
We'll bring it in. I'll figure out. Well, I know how to do it. Zoom's not. You got 90-year-old ladies doing Zoom now, so it's not like it's that hard. But
so tomorrow we'll figure out a day for that, and let's really try it. We'll just make it a whole call-in show where people could come on.
Caller participation, yes.
Yeah. People used to put the code right on camera. That didn't work out good.
No.
I mean, all kinds of freaks were like putting like porn and
you get dick pics and all that stuff. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Oh yeah, that wasn't good.
No.
But I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of late nights covering these protests.
Yeah, Jake has been hardcore. I mean, 4:30, 6:30, you call me up. I'm going to bed. Why? No, I'm going to bed. I haven't all night. Wow, what you been doing?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's covering. If he sees something going on, check it out. He'll be back on later on.
Yeah, some of the YouTube videos did pretty good. I think we have one with over 5,000 views on, and we only had like 100 subscribers. So
yeah, keep in mind we're pirating other people's stuff. So
we always.
But we credit, but there's a credit out there every time that we do that, and you come across stuff, and we're not responsible for the audio or what these people are saying. But but
some of the language, whoa.
Yeah, but they're out there. They got the video footage, and it does need to get out to as many people as possible. So you may not have come across it but you know that we're here and you saw it here. So if the goal for those people being there is to put out in the light what their protest is about, I don't see that they would have a problem with that.
As long as you put the credit right on screen. Now, some people say, well, I've said several times whose video it was. That's not good enough. You need to put it right on
just put
screen.
It on there.
So people go, oh, okay. And if they want to go watch the original footage on Facebook or somewhere, then they should.
Absolutely. Yeah. But
and which is us getting them attention and followers and probably donations, because a lot of people don't have Facebook or didn't know that person, but they came on Periscope, seen our thing, and I put right on there, credit video to so-and-so on Facebook. Right. So you can go right there if you want to watch them.
Absolutely. So thanks to all those people, and thanks to you for staying up, monitoring, putting it out there too. So appreciate that. And thanks to everybody for watching. Once again, it's a Saturday night. You could be doing, well, I don't know, it depends on how locked down your city is, but you could be doing funner things, and you chose to spend the time with here, and we always like talking to you. So Mike over here on YouTube, appreciate it. Rocky, appreciate you watching as well, always. And Jake, anything you got to say closing?
Just the last thing. It's good to see sports are coming back. Although a lot of the sports are going to be playing in front of no fans, but you're a Carolina Panther fan, so you're used to that. Just kidding. But and I know our friend will be mad if he heard me say that. But yeah, sports will be coming back soon. The Tiger Phil thing was pretty cool, although they got poured on. We know all about getting rained on in golf in Florida, right?
Yeah, we do. We'll put that footage of us playing one time. But yeah,
my God.
NASCAR, they had back-to-back NASCAR stuff, and that was really good. I know Rocky was checking that out, but Yeah,
Yeah, so life's coming back slowly,
slowly.
you know. And now we got this whole rioting thing. It's a mess, man. Pray, 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 keep praying, and then when it's time to vote, 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 vote.
That's right. And
They're gonna try to pull some crap with this whole mail-in, ballots and all that.
so I'll do my mouse. We can beat COVID thing, and then we'll do the outro, guys. We'll see you later. Jake,
Yeah.
always a pleasure. I'm sure I'll be talking to you tomorrow.
Cheers.
I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we will be good to you.
All right.
Be good to us, and we will be good.
Actually, I want to hear see if it is. Make sure it didn't shut off. There we go.
I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we will be good to you. Be good to us,